Welcome to another video right here on FE Builds, and it is so good to be with you working on this special machine. This machine, this RC means a lot to me. It's something that I've worked towards. It's something that I aimed to purchase and was one of my goals. And as you can see, I've actually put on stickers and branding, and they're really just to protect the body. You know, when you roll it, when you scratch it against shrubs, or when it power slides into a bush nearby or rolls on the gravel, these stickers add a bit of protection. Not that much, but a bit. Hopefully they will prevent some scratches. But I quickly want to show you why the Traxxas UDR is so special to me. And I'm going to do that by showing you one of the conventional RCs, and then I'll show you quickly how the UDR is as we do this build. So I'll just put this down for a moment. And I'll pick this guy up. This is a Traxxas ST, something that I bought a while back. It's even got a GoPro mount on the top there. But I want to show you how it looks inside. So this is your conventional pro grade, or not pro grade, it's your conventional hobby grade RC. It's a level 1 RC, so it's very easy to control. This is something that everyone would want to buy. I believe it shares the same chassis with the Slash. That's what you get in your conventional RC. And this is a very durable bashing platform. So when I say bashing, for those who don't know RCs, bashing is when you really send your RC, you launch it off ramps and it crashes into different things. And then you get another type of RC, which is the Traxxas UDR. And that is a pro scale RC. So it's meant to replicate the real deal as much as possible. And you're going to see that in this build, because you'll see that the way it's put together isn't as simple as just opening 4 pins to fix everything. But you have to open numerous bolts, so much so that I have a cup over here, empty cup, to hold the bolts so that none of them gets lost while we're doing this build. Because I believe just to access a few small parts that need to be upgraded to make it a bit stronger, you have to take off a multitude of screws. So let's put this back down and let's begin with our build. Now take note and remember what I showed you in the first RC, or in the Traxxas ST, and how it is laid out. You just take off 4 pins and you sort it. Just take a sip of juice. You just take off 4 pins and it's sorted. With this, on the other hand, you have to take off a lot of screws. That's why I've got this guy over here, and it's charged. I'm going to try and take off these screws without stripping them. First screw out. Finally, what feels like a millennia later, I have the body off. But as I said, you would think that you can access everything. And look, I'm not complaining. This is the reason I love this car. It's also the reason that many people hate the car. We're going to be doing some upgrades on this car to ensure that it lives long, and also just going to clean it up. There's a lot of grass in here, as you can see, and this is all from those 2 days we went to the field. So I'm just going to push that off onto the desk. Sure there's some on this side? No, this side's clean. Okay, so we want to take out the servo and change it to a more powerful servo because I've heard that these servos tend to fail. But what we're going to do is bring in extra help from the torch because there's not enough light to see everything in there. There we go. Awesome. I believe we need to remove that small screw over there. That's the seal. Now the real fun begins. Okay, I believe this should come off now. And we see the Traxxas radio system over there. And there's also a gasket that seals this piece closed. I want to take that out and just keep it safely on the side. Yep, we want to take out channel 1. Yep, that's what we want to take out. Channel 1. Okay. There we go, that's disconnected. And now we'll set that on the side here. I believe there's more screws to take out. What we're going to do is turn this over. To get to those screws. Okay. Okay, so finally, after removing so many screws, we see the big motor in the middle over there and the servo that usually gives problems. We're going to change that. That's our first mod in the series. Okay, so the servo is almost out. So this servo is still perfectly good and perfectly fine, functional, but we're just gonna take it out and keep it as a spare. Okay, and that's the original servo that came in it. It's the 2075R, and it's waterproof and it says Metal Gear. We're going to keep this as a spare. So it's working perfectly, but we're just going to keep it as a spare. Here we go. Here's the nice servo. It's going to be going into the Traxxas UDR. It's a 40 kg waterproof metal gear servo. Some sites say titanium and metal. Others say aluminium and metal. I believe it's aluminium cover. But as for the gears, I'm not so sure. There's all the specs, if you want to see them. Ready to go through. So we're not going to connect the servo horn just yet, but I will mount the servo down just so that it's out of the way and it's mounted down and it doesn't fall. It is a bit fat. I just hope it's not gonna stop the cover from going back on. Now let's quickly just take out this grass and then we'll get to what we need to do next, which is a very easy part, but it's just steps that need to be followed. Protocol. Plug this into channel 1, making sure that the signal wire is on the right side. I believe the signal wire is the wire with the white line on it. So now we're going to put that cover back on. For the next step, we're going to need some batteries. So I have the remote, Traxxas UDR, and it's powered on. And I'm going to put some batteries in here. Okay, now we are going to power it on. Okay, last step on the servo upgrade. We're going to plug in the batteries again. And let's see that this thing is actually turning. So that is sorted. We're going to turn off the car. And we have no more use for the batteries at the moment.